So yeah, positive emotions seem to be like the best place that I find to work from in terms of neutrality or, or, or positive emotions. I'll extend it to that because the more that I can have clarity and peace in my being, like even if it's the peace that, wow, there is XYZ wrong with the world right now, and I want desperately, we can apply all kinds of passionate emotions to it. Like, I want profoundly for XYZ to happen to address this thing. But hey, I want XYZ to happen to address this problem. I can do this. I can orient myself, align myself towards achieving XYZ. And I don't have to be depressed when I do it. I can at least strive to release negative, in my perception, sometimes blocking energy, right? To be productive and to be centered on living my missions in any given moment, right? So that's what I was trying to communicate. And as I say all this, I'm not trying to bash negative emotions or thoughts or feelings. My belief is that they're here just like so much in existence to teach us lessons, like to show us something, to help us learn. And there's so many ways that I feel that I've observed this in my life, with my eating disorders and with things that are going on in the world. And just, yeah, like anger is a tool, for instance. I forget who has that quote, but I think it was Q that put it on his Facebook page. But yeah, we can learn so much by receiving negative emotions. Yes, don't block ourselves from the initial like experience of them, right? Like don't live in a little bubble where you don't see the world around you, right? You have to be honest and like observant of everything that is. You don't this is I feel like I want to be. I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do, right? Um, but so but so I can be the observer and and see how I feel. If I feel, but work with it, experience it, but understand ultimately that I have the power to decide how I will use those emotions, or transmute them, or uh, transform them, work through them to get to the best possible solution for myself and for others. So that's what I was trying to talk about. And all of this topic ties into something that I think a lot of people have heard of, which is the power of attraction. And the power of attraction is mentioned in many works, but I think the most popular one is The Secret, which I have not read or seen in its entirety, but pieces of it. And I've mentioned the book by Deepak Chopra, also about quantum healing, that I'm trying to get through right now. But in general, just the kind of common sense stuff, at least for me, that's coming through about quantum physics and its relationship, like it's how it works in the matrix, the world, the universe, the living organism that we're part of. So um, what you put your focus on, what you put your intention and belief in, towards, manifests. If you tell yourself every day that you're the worst person ever, you feel like the worst person ever. Or if you receive other people's words that say you are the worst person ever, you internalize it. You can anyway. You have the potential to, but that's what, like, we have. I think that it helps people to be aware of the influence, the natural, factual influence of our entire environment on ourself, and this also relates to a documentary that I'll put a link for in this video. It's a documentary called Water, and I don't remember if there's an extended title for that, but essentially in that in that documentary, it mentions, for instance, the concept of the consciousness of water and how water responds to human emotion. Our bodies are 70 to 90% water, and it's just such an amazing topic. I laugh at myself because, whatever. I'm a human being. I'm also a scientist, and I want to be able to describe myself in a way that's useful, explain or express myself in a way that's useful to people. And so it's like, yeah, I'm a mixture of just being a really emotional, like intuitive person. Like, oh my gosh, this makes sense. If water is consciousness, if everything in the universe is consciousness, and we exist as conscious beings, and it all interrelates, we can describe this phenomenon through the rules of quantum physics, etc., etc., etc. If all of it interrelates, whoa, like, and how powerful each thought and emotion indeed is, like, to the collective, and what happens in the universe, like, it's pretty amazing. And I can try to throw down little details like factoids and quotations, and I believe in the usefulness of those in many cases. Sometimes I feel they can be blocking to, like, just the sharing of information for people to examine and look at and judge for themselves. We shouldn't, just take handouts necessarily from others, right? And just say, oh, this is the truth. Hence peer review in literature, that kind of thing. But yeah, these are some of my babbles about this subject. And for me, like, back to the topic of trying to be productive and organized and focused on doing the best that I can in my own life and for others, I'm employing the tool of setting, like, affirmations, making goals in my life, and just taking the time to write them down and to read them, and to be quiet, to go outside and listen to myself, all that is myself, including higher self, and just try to do the best I can, for everybody, for myself, which is all the same. This is such a funny video, but yeah, because for me, it's just I keep getting recurring examples of the importance of doing this, because my world, for instance, my world can perceptively be like a really harsh place sometimes, and the value of the individual, the freedom that everybody could potentially have in this world is not advertised around us usually. We're to be the consumer, we're to be the blind, the ignorant, the limited. And so after 25 years of being told to feel that way in many areas of my life, it's my responsibility to remind myself of the opposite if I believe that it's possible. And so that's what I'm trying to do. And I encourage others, if this resonates with you, to give yourself permission to take the time to take care of yourself and to have faith in your emotions and thoughts, in your beliefs, your passions, all these things. Like, examine them, work through them, and know that you have wisdom inside of yourself. And if you ask for it, the wisdom of God, the wisdom of all that is, to help guide you to the best possible place in your life. And I guess that's all I have to say for now. I love you guys very, very much. It feels so good to communicate in any way that I can, to you guys through YouTube. And I love to hear back from you guys. It's a really exciting time. And just sending you so many blessings. Namaste. Bye.